I am joined now by Lars Daniel. He is a digital forensics expert who has given expert testimony in both state and federal court. He has taught thousands of attorneys how to understand and present digital evidence, and he literally wrote the book. It is called Digital Forensics for Legal Professionals. If there's anybody who can spot a fake on a photo or a video, it is Lars. So Lars, we had to call you right away and ask you about these cockamamie photos that went all over the internet. I just want to make sure our control room has the right ones, because we were showing the house where the police officer died, Karen Reid's boyfriend. But the photos that went around the internet showed that right there. It showed Alan Jackson kind of snuggling around Karen Reid. And a lot of people believe this stuff. They hit the live button and it brings the photo to life for a second and a half. And you do not believe that this is real. And why is that?
No, I certainly do not believe this is real. I think there's only one photo actually that's a part of this that may be real, and that's the lunch photo. The other photos have some real issues. I'd be happy to show those to you actually, and we can see those together. So I'm going to share screen right now and show you some of that information. So if you're looking at my screen, one thing I want to show you right here actually first is that when we're looking at this photo on this side, you know, if you look around, we can read the parking sign here. We have high resolution in the background. We got high resolution bushes, but we've got a very high resolution, a very low resolution face. And there's certainly enough reference photos out there to replace the face from all this footage that's out there on this case for Karen. And honestly, when I'm looking at this, my first impression, we look over here, we see the gentleman wearing a Fitbit over here, it looks like, or a Whoop band. And that on his wrist, we see in this photo right here as well. And this hairline and this hair shape certainly resembles Mr. Jackson more, in my impression, than this interesting looking haircut. And one thing to note, when you're talking about forensics, in particular tool marks related to applications like Photoshop or CapCut and the rest, like we're going to talk about in a moment, this hard line right here is pretty evident of a potential tool mark, an actual tool mark of using a tool within Photoshop. But one interesting thing.
Okay, and I'm just noticing, one sec, before you go on, but like right below your red circle there on Karen Reid's face, she's got what looks like a 1980s tube top, the black tube top. But if you go out to the lunch photo, the top on Karen Reid is higher up towards her neck. It's actually not a tube top. Did you notice that all? I just noticed it for the first time. I don't know why I didn't notice it earlier today.
Yeah, I did notice that. And honestly, I did show some interest in that shirt, but there's more items that are more interesting to me like this. So we have this incredibly skinny leg. We have some other items like that. And when we look at the video in a moment, this arm right here, his arm morphs in shape. It grows larger and smaller, and there's a lot of anomalies. And it's actually, it has been edited. I know it's been edited. There's no doubt about it. I actually don't even need to see the video to tell you it's been edited. We can listen to just the audio and see the tool marks in that. That's right here, actually. This is called.
Yeah, you can recognize tool marks in audio, because in the audio, I don't think the audience heard the audio, but it kind of sounds like the din of a restaurant. Like the person who took that video might be inside the restaurant looking out the window at the action. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. But honestly, I don't even know if that's actual audio. I think it may be dubbed in, because you can do that in CapCut, which is the tool that was used here. So let me show you this real quick so we can see. You don't even need the video to prove that it's been edited. What we see here is called a spectrogram. A spectrogram is a visual representation of auditory data. So it allows you to see audio data. And you see these hard lines, these big cuts in between the audio. Those are tool marks. That is a cut of an audio file where you have somebody who's used an editing tool to slice out a section. And if we listen to it, which I'll play in just a moment, you'll actually hear a bing, a system sound, either from a computer or a phone, probably a computer, where it's on the editing while he's making it. So I'm going to play that now if you'd like to.
Yeah.
That nice bing is a system sound. Now, that background noise, CapCut, this tool that we're utilizing here, the same one used to edit this video file, has built-in sounds. I found many sounds that sounded very similar to this. And if we transition to the video, we can see some more evidence of that as well. So I've actually taken this video and I've spliced in those still images so we can compare that, because that's another element here as well. So we have the original video, and I'm going to pull it across so you can kind of see it. We see that arm. See the arm shaping differently? I'm going to zoom in. So if you watch that arm, it changes size. Like morphing in size. Bigger and smaller throughout. So that's one issue here. But the other issue is that you cannot have a low resolution video that produces high resolution clips. So there's alleged still shots from this video, not possible. But there's also a real rookie mistake here, and that's the following. If you watch this video all the way through, what comes up? That CapCut sign right there, that's appended to a video when you edit it in the CapCut software, and it adds it to the end if you don't delete it. So that's in there on every CapCut file unless you go and selectively delete it after you produce it. So that's just a total rookie mistake.
So, okay, you're amazing, but the rest of us are not. Is there something that we can do out here in the mere mortal universe to be able to recognize? Because I did not see the CapCut end graphic in the versions of this photo that I saw. And I saw a bunch of different versions, right? People texted it to me. Yeah. I saw it online. I saw it in a bunch of files, but I never saw that CapCut. Did you have to have specialized equipment to see that?
No, I pulled this down from the actual, the Twitter post, or excuse me, X post. I pulled it down and was able to, it was right there. So I extracted this from that actual post. But one thing that's even more interesting here, you see how low resolution this is? You can't take a low resolution video and pull a high resolution clip. So that gentleman was claiming that these clips that I've spliced in, I found the exact spots where they would splice in, came from this video. So you see how that transitions so hard? You have that blur to this.
Oh, yeah.
This video has been edited to death. So this actual movement in here, where you see it doing that, that's a CapCut transition. See these right here? These are all CapCut transitions. I could drag one into this video right here, and we can watch one. See it transition like that? That's all built in with this tool. This has been edited significantly. So in my expert opinion, I know this has been edited because we have editing software marks. But even these images right here where we have those, I don't think you can trust these at all because, once again, there are plenty of reference images out there where you could pull her face smiling from the courtroom or other areas. And replacing these faces on here would be very simple to do if you know what you're doing. And there's generative AI tools that would allow to do it. I could do it by hand and it would look absolutely real. But this is kind of amateur looking work because you see how low resolution it is. What you do if you want to make a fake is you take a high resolution something, you edit it up, and then you make it low resolution so you can't see the tool marks. You can't see the details. That is what we have here.
Interesting. Lars Daniel, I'm so glad you do what you do and that you would take the time to be with me on a Friday night to tell everybody watching they've been duped. Thank you so much for this. I'm going to call you back many times.
Thanks for having me.